What's up, y'all? Man, it's been a rough couple days, and I'm just trying to put some words to my thoughts. So this is more of just me thinking out loud, which a lot of my stuff is, but I don't know. Looking at my experience thus far in healing and trying to work with and understand my trauma and how that shows up, the hardest thing by far so far is the fact that I truly, honestly, and without self-judgment don't understand how to be in a healthy, intimate relationship with someone because of my perspective through the eyes of trauma. The specific example I'm thinking of is yesterday Megan and I were wrapping up an argument of sorts. It was emotional, but there wasn't like this one topic that we disagreed on and were arguing. I don't even remember some of what we were talking about, but the point was this. Once it was all said and done, after like a full day and then some of frustration and feelings and tears and all this, I arrived at, I just have to accept that currently I'm never ever correct in my assumptions in any sort of argument, disagreement, or emotionally charged discussion. The most frustrating part, where it really hits hard, is I don't know what I'm doing or saying is so far off base to recognize and correct for it. I don't have that ability, and it's really disheartening when you're trying to heal, you're trying to learn, you're trying to grow, and it's not even the fact that I was physically abused. I can accept that. It's not the fact that I was sexually abused. I can accept that. It's not the fact that I was abandoned. I can accept that. I can accept all that, but the fundamental nature of how I see the world is fucked. And this is not a pity party. This is not a, oh, fucking feel sorry for Chad day. It's a harsh reality to accept that you don't see the world the way most people do. I mean, how can you just not feel broken? And what's worse, those that don't understand it, it's like I'm the fucked up one because I can't seem to figure out how to operate with emotion of any kind without it just going off the rails. So like I'm the fucked up one, I'm the abnormal one. That's how everyone sees it. And I want those people to understand you just don't get it. Like it doesn't matter that I am trying to heal, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to learn. How many fucking people with trauma and PTSD are actively seeking health and positivity and understanding and like, who the fuck does that? I do. That's who. And if there's anyone else out here that's doing that, good for you too, but it's just not fair. It isn't. And that is one of the things that I'm trying to accept, is that I am different and it's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world, even though it feels like it every time my emotions get in the way of clear, logical thinking. That's truly what it is. I don't pity myself anymore. I don't feel sorry for myself. I get angry, yes. And this stuff comes up and it's frustrating. It's really hard. And the reason people end up just going back to like drinking, or like end up committing suicide, or turn just mean and angry at the world, the reason that happens is because it's so fucking hard to do this stuff. And it's not that I think things should just change. Like, just because I understand what's going on doesn't mean it changes what's going on. It's just I see it now. But I don't know when the change happens, when emotion takes over my logic. I don't see that little change. And my wife does. Like, not all the time, but she can oftentimes visibly see the change happen in me. But then she doesn't want to say anything, because then it's like, oh, yeah, you're kind of getting into your fucked up trauma mind right now, so I don't want to talk to you. Like, she doesn't want, not that she would say it like that, but like, she recognizes that I would never say some of the things I say. I would never do like, I'm not that person. But when I get in trauma mode, when I'm emotionally charged, it's a cascade of events that starts with defensiveness, and then how can I make this not be about me so that I don't feel so shitty and attacked every time this happens. Man, if I could figure that one thing out, I think that the events that happen after that would just not happen. But I don't understand. Like, I see my learning of trauma, my knowledge, my academic understanding of trauma and this stuff I'm dealing with. Like, I'm a really smart person. Like, I get stuff. Whoa, that doesn't mean that it just is going to happen from now on. It doesn't mean that it can just then change, right? It takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes me being fucking frustrated a lot, and my wife being hurt and upset by the things I say, and like, oh my God. And I continue to question why my wife would ever want to be with me, and the fact that she's still with me gives me hope that she still sees that true self that pops up. She sees my goodness and my love and my strength, but I oftentimes just don't, because I'm so frustrated and angry and hurt, and yeah. I think what I'd like people to know is that I don't have a choice. At some point when I'm angry or upset, like it's got to be something that's like emotional. And I'm not talking about triggers or whatever. Like a situation where I'm having to think clearly with emotion that has to do with me. I'm really good in emergency situations. The right situations, somebody gets hurt, I snap into like, what can I do? It's really strange actually, because it's like I can just stop that. Now, after the fact, there's usually this cascade of emotion and like, oh my God, that was intense. But it's not a choice when something is triggered in my brain that makes me hear what my wife said as an attack or judgment or I don't know, like mean. That's a red flag right there, because I have enough experience and know that Megan can't be mean to me. Like it feels that way because I'm so sensitive and defensive when I'm like going through these things. But I, on the other hand, have a very clear and strong mean side that isn't part of me but was developed as a result of trauma. Megan and I established yesterday that with all of this, that neither one of us can look back, even like in a rational thinking brain. I can't look back, nor can she, to anything that's kind of gone sideways with us, because we're super solid. Like our relationship is not fragile at all. The way I talk about it, it seems like it is, but we've never had a disagreement, argument, or discussion that became like emotional, where we walked away having come up with a solution for whatever it was she said that was wrong. Like, we're not into the right, I'm right, you're wrong. Like, my brain does that, but that's not the idea that we operate, or the assumption we operate under. It's, I'm not trying to win an argument. She's not trying to win an argument. But if that's how we looked at it, she's never lost. Okay? Like, honestly, we're not competitive in like tit for tat or anything like that. And that's a really harsh reality for me. And I know I've always felt that way, but we really both, and we weren't being like, you're never right, or I'm never right and you're never wrong. Like, it wasn't like that at all. It was just like, yeah, I really wish you would fuck up. At least just do something that, I mean, she did cut me off in the argument we were having, but didn't even know it at the time. And then I pointed it out and was mean, and that, yeah, so that's how that went. But you know what I mean? It's not about winning or losing or right or wrong, but when you're the one that's on that side of the focus all the time, and the things you do and say unintentionally lead to more dysfunction, I see why people just give up. I see it. I see why people are just like, fuck this. I mean, I'm not gonna like do anything stupid, but I'm just gonna, like, I'm done. I just want to live. The problem is, I can't do that now. I can't just, like, I don't think I'll ever want to do therapy or read again or make any more videos about mental health or whatever. Like, I have those days when that's it. I'm done. And then I something happens, or I wake up the next day and I'm like, okay, boy, I should really make a video about yesterday because it was really hard. And so I can't trust myself in the moment. I just have to wait. But I think I was saying earlier, it's never this intentional, I'm going to try and hurt you before you hurt me thing. I would never, ever consider that as an option with my wife. That's not going to happen. All I want to do is be healthy and happy and free from suffering. That's my goal. And it's super hard to constantly be knocked down. And I don't mean that in the sense that like Megan keeps knocking me down. The recognition of how I see things and hear things and do things, it's abnormal. And the fact of the matter is, it's not my fault that any of this shit happens, or I say these things, or I think this way. It's not my fault. I don't accept that any of it's my fault. But with the understanding that that's how this is and this is what I do, it then becomes my responsibility. I have a choice. I can choose healing, or I can choose, I don't know what the other option is. Ultimately, death for me. I couldn't just stop. I would end up dead from an overdose, or I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's been really hard the last couple of days, and this is when I hate making videos, and that's why I did it. Because being vulnerable doesn't feel good, and when you're coming off a day or two with a lot of negative feelings and stuff, I don't want to be making this video, but hey, it is what it is, and if I can convey this to other people that are struggling, not just struggling with it. Do you have a partner or a spouse or a friend or a child? That I'm sure you do. One with trauma. Please try so hard to see that although it may look that way, they're not trying to be difficult. They're not trying to be, I don't know. I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to get into this like, just be nice to them. No, we can be fucking horrible people to live with and be in relationships with. It's so hard. That is acknowledged 100%. But maybe with a little understanding, if my wife didn't have even just a little understanding, we wouldn't be where we are. If she only had a lot of understanding, we wouldn't be where we are. She's got so much understanding and love and grace that it makes it so that I can continue doing the work I need to do in order to try and be the best version of Chad for me and for her, to make us better. Anyway, I'm gonna stop now. The last thought is, and I don't know if you can connect to this, but there are many days when I hate being Chad, but I always love myself. And that's what I cling to. Like, I've connected to myself. I love myself. I hate being Chad a lot of days, because he's the one that shows up that looks like this or says this or doesn't do this but I love myself, my true self, the one that I'm connecting with. Yeah, I love you guys. If you're struggling with this, reach out. Somebody, reach out to me. Anyone. Sometimes it just helps to talk to someone that gets it. That's what I do with my friend that I talked to yesterday about this, and she's like, yep, yeah, I get it. So that feels good. Anyway, have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.